as probably one of the largest taxpayers in the country, I resent my considerable fucking tax payments being pissed away down another hole in North County Dublin. People do not understand. Dublin is a low-density city of 1.5 million people. We already fund 2 loss-making transport schemes known as the Dart and the Lewis. We can't afford to waste 5 billion digging a hole from the Stephen's Green, already one of the great traffic black spots in Dublin, to Dublin Airport, when less than 15% of the traffic at Dublin Airport will ever use the metro. And in fact, I suspect it'll be less than 10%. People do not use public transport to get to airports. It's one of the great misnomers put about by bureaucrats and environmental loonies. If you take Heathrow, for example, which has by far and away the best public transport access, has the Tube and Paddington, 60% of the traffic going to and from Heathrow drives. Because people don't go from their offices to the airport. Most people drive from home to the airport with suitcases and all the rest of it. And the illogicality, which only a government with some green half-wits in it could ever have invented, that all of the denizens of Fox Rock would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to drive to Stephen's Green, where they can't get any parking anywhere, to jump on a Dart, which probably, given it to be run by the public sector, won't start till fucking 8:30 in the morning anyway, to connect with their 6:30 departure from Dublin Airport, is lunacy. People will continue to drive to and from Dublin Airport using the M50. It works perfectly well. You could do with more car parking in Dublin Airport, and certainly cheaper car parking in Dublin Airport. But a country that's broke cannot waste £5 billion worth of taxpayers' money that it doesn't have building a noddy train set from Stephen's Green to Dublin Airport, which Dublin Airport doesn't need and most of the country won't use. It's just common sense. And remember, at Dublin Airport at the moment, there are no stranded passengers at Dublin Airport who can't get to the centre of the city. There's a perfectly good and a very acceptable competitive bus services between Bus Air and the subsidised mob, Air Coach, and a number of other operators that actually get you to the centre of the city very quickly, very cheaply. And if you really want to go on public transport, you can leg it across to the Dart if your heart so takes you. But the idea that we would run a Lewis, you know, to Drumcondra, and now we'll have a bloody a Dublin North Metro, and the Dart, which is what, less than a kilometre east, is just nuts. It's the kind of nonsense that the last government visited on this country, which is why we're broke.